Hello guys! The first video of Rafattacks Japan is here. This video is a compilation about my trip in Japan. In case you didn't know, I'm living in Japan for a month, bringing you the content about the coolest things that I've been able to find in this amazing country. Starting my trip, I took a 9-hour flight from Santiago to Houston. I had to wait around 5 hours at the airport and then took a 14 hours flight to Japan. So, Nano, a good friend of mine, joined me on the trip. Since Nano is a flight attendant, we got free drinks and a seat upgrade on the first flight, which was pretty cool. Second flight was extremely exhausting though. I'm not good at sleeping in planes, so in total between both flights I was awake for almost 30 hours. On the plane they gave me Japanese airplane food, and it was very good. I didn't know how to eat it though, so I had to imitate other passengers. I arrived at Narita Airport, which is a little far away from my hostel. Purchasing tickets was hard, and the fact that I hadn't slept at all didn't help either. Using the tickets was confusing as well. You're supposed to put both tickets, one over the other, inside the machine, which was something the locals had a hard time explaining to me. The metro in general, though, is very tidy and tourist-friendly. There are signs in English everywhere, and most lines have a voice in English explaining where the train stops and where the doors open. I purchased a phone SIM card up front, which allowed me to use Google Maps, which was a real lifesaver. The hostel that we first arrived to was called Arden Shelter, and it was just perfect. There we befriended Carson and Hiro, who worked there, and a girl from Italy called Lavinia. Thanks so much for everything, guys. You rock. I got a Pasmo card, which is a prepaid card for trains in Japan. It made traveling around much easier. Until I lost it, and lost about 2,000 yen, which would be around $18. I then went to Shibuya to get a power adapter. Most Japanese people don't speak English, so you can imagine how hard it was to actually find and buy the adapter for a Chilean plug. By the way, here's a random protest that I found on my way to the store. If you follow me on Twitter, you already got to see the funny English pics that I took. I found them in random places, and they're pretty much everywhere though. In Japan, English is still used a lot, especially in marketing, but since the general English level is low, you very often come across hilarious comedy gems like Inari Steak, claiming to be the berry steak, or Sanity, which is something that of course should be in every bathroom. There's also a head shop, so if you lose your head, you know where to go. I had a great meal at a restaurant in Shibuya. The cool thing with this one is that you pay to a machine and it gives you a ticket which you pass to some person who brings you then your meal. Luckily, the machine had an English setting, by the way. At night, I went to a pub crawl with Nano. In case you don't know what a pub crawl is, it is basically an event for tourists where you get to meet people and they take you to several bars and clubs. It's pretty good. Next day, I woke up and had some Pocari Sweat.
It's actually not bad. It's kind of water with, I guess, lemon or something. I don't know, but it's not bad, but you gotta get used to it. Curry shit, guys. Drink this shit.
And took the train to Takashita Street in Harajuku. There I found this insanely good beatbox guy. Thank you. Thank you. Also, here's a big group of cosplayers, of which I sadly couldn't get a decent shot. We then went to Akihabara, which is pretty much the otaku mecca here in Japan. There you can find an insane amount of collectibles. There's complete floors of action figures and trading cards. It's insane.
We're in a building in Akihabara and there's like all these CDs of anime music, I guess. So cool.
Also, the arcades were out of this world.
They're playing multiplayer and there's a screen.
Here's a video of me playing God Eater's opening. Me and Nano got much better at this game later on. Later we also got some sushi, and we met some very cool girls from Spain, with which we actually hung out several times after that. Alva and Paula, you guys are amazing. Thanks so much for everything. We went together the next day to Kabukicho, which is the red light district, and found the Robot Restaurant, which I've heard is a must, and I will definitely go before leaving Japan. Then we went to a karaoke with Paula, Alba, Lavinia, and another friend of mine called Bicho. We also visited a temple in Asakusa and went to the Tokyo Skytree. Oh, and also I got my new camera, which was extremely cheaper compared to the Chilean price, so that's great. That night we went to Golden Guy, which is a very small place with over 200 microbars where 5 or 6 people can fit in at the same time. And it was crazy. We did some karaoke there as well. One cool thing about the time we are traveling at is that in this date there's something called Hanami, where people gather and drink and eat watching the sakuras, which are the cherry blossoms. So we went to Yoyogi Park to do that, and well, on the way we found a live Japanese show being recorded. Lucky me, right? At the park we met some amazing people. Danny and Yurwan from the Netherlands, and Mako-chan from Japan. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I hope you liked Pisco, by the way. So the next day we traveled to Osaka on the bullet train, which is called Shinkansen, and it reaches a top speed of about 320 kilometers per hour, which is insane. Also, we had some very good bento there. We arrived at the hostel and it was just awful. It was overbooked. We actually saw some people get kicked out. Also, here's a video of Nano trying to get out of his bed. That night we went to another pub crawl with Jordan and Carl.
So we're in a pub crawl now in Osaka. Hey man! Having fun?
And here it is where the best night so far begins. I got selected to participate in a karaoke challenge, which I won, singing Britney Spears. And then I met this guy. This is Philip. He was from Canada and knew probably perfect Japanese. We stick together for the rest of the night, got some drinks somewhere random, ate some ramen, and then he told me there's an anime-related event on a club nearby. And dude, it was insane. We sang and danced to anime music all night. There were people cosplaying and performing some crazy dance style which I don't know the name of. It was a very local experience that I couldn't have enjoyed without Philip's help. Philip, if you're watching this, thanks so much for making that awesome night possible. I feel very lucky I got to meet you. Here's the final footage of this amazing place. Well guys, that was it for the first episode of Rafattacks Japan. The next episode will feature more Osaka, probably some Kyoto and Nara as well. It has been an amazing journey so far. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next episode. Also, be sure to check my anime cover page if somehow you managed to get to this channel before my main one. Well, have a good week, and bye-bye, see you next time.